should do is let's get right into ENS. So ENS is the Ethereum naming service or Ethereum name service. You can buy it with Ethereum. It's basically website addresses. And part of this, or part of the origin here was we have these really long Ethernet addresses. I mean, this is true in any of these blockchains. And they're viewed as, they're considered to be not human readable. And I guess that's pretty fair given how long the strings are and the mix of characters. And so the idea there was to say, oh, well, why don't we create something that's a little bit easier? So you can just have like a one word or multiple word thing that's in generally in English, and then .eth at the end. So we have these essentially web addresses or URLs for an Ethereum, and you can do things with them already. Like for example, my OpenSea wallet is Creatorius, right? So that's the Creatorius.eth, and so I just basically assign that as the way the blockchain should see my wallet for one of my primary wallets for collecting NFTs. So, Scott, when did you acquire your first ENS domain?
I want to say the first one I got was actually, I think, through Decentraland, because they let you buy names. Yeah, but it's I need to look into this because it's like a subdomain under. Yeah, I need to look at that. It's weird. It's an ENS address, but I think they hold it like it's Decentraland / whatever.
Interesting.
So I'm curious now if they actually got ENS for that. But I think the oldest one I hold is for Able Black. So Able Black is the string. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have someone actually gifted me my own name, which I forgot to do. I was grateful for.
Yeah, that's very good. You know, it's very interesting. I actually have my last name, and I was trying to remember if I have my full name, and I'm gonna have to go back in and probably do that because a lot of people are going to be looking at it now. Okay, so the big news is ENS has been around for a while, but the real news is they created an ERC20 token, and that ERC20 token is now ENS. That's the symbol for it, and they airdropped to ENS.eth domain holders. And boy, I've never seen so many happy people on Twitter as I have the last few days.
Yeah, I heard about it and I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. And then I heard people talking about how excited they were and how much it was. And yeah, it's significant. And it's funny. A lot of people I've been talking to are using that as sort of this is money I can go buy NFTs with now because I wasn't expecting it.
Exactly. Oh, maybe this will lead to the next NFT boom. That's good because, and I wonder where you're going to get more alpha, particularly since we'll bring it up. Like, so this, the Ethereum name service chart here, and I think I got this from CoinMarketCap. We'll try to give you it probably says it somewhere in there, give you the sources for these things. But we actually just hovered over so you could see that number, 83.96. I was telling Scott just before, yesterday I looked at it, it was 42. I just pulled this chart up. I didn't even look at it, just assumed it was in the same space. And it's almost doubled since yesterday. That's pretty amazing. So what we were talking about is there are a lot of people who are getting low five figures. And the way it's set up is it is set up so that it gives you, there's an algorithm that it gives you a certain amount of ENS coins based on when you first registered. So the older it is in terms of how long it's been registered gives you some. And I think that's 0.3 of the calculation. And then 0.7 of the calculation, if I've got this right, is how long the longest one you have is. It could be any of the ones in your wallet, but you don't get benefit for having 20 in there. So it's like domain squatters not getting extra benefit here. Yeah. But the people who have had it for a while and are planning to have it for a long period of time, and it costs like an extra $5 a year to have it, you know, so like the first, it's really inexpensive. Gas, you pay more for gas than you do for anything else. It's or for the actual domain. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, if you want it for 10 years, it's like $50. I think, I can't even remember what the first thing is. It's like 15 or something like that, but it's an extra $45 to get it for 10 years. So This is pretty amazing. So a lot of people are saying a sort of mid 5 figures. So more than $10,000, almost 20, I think in some cases, maybe some
Mhm.
people were over 20, but that was when it was in the high 30s, low 40s. People have got to be in the mid 30s now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's significant. I mean, it's interesting because I do wonder if this is one where this could be a thing where a lot of people got in early, even before NFTs, because they remembered they had an analog back to our,
Yes.
yeah. Um, so I wonder how many of those folks are out there and if they're aware of this and have taken advantage of it.
Well, I'm trying to let people know, and that's one of the reasons this is a top story. So first of all, if you
Yeah.
have this, you actually have to go in and claim. So if you have an ENS address, you've been on ENS, and what you do is you just go to the Ethereum name service website, and then you open the app, you log in, you basically connect your wallet. That's how you log in, and it'll show all of your tokens there. And then what's the process after that? Why don't you, because you just did your claim, why don't you tell people what you had to do?
Yeah. You sign and your wallet pops up, you sign, and then you actually have to choose what was the word they use? You have to choose someone to kind of represent you,
A
like a
delegate.
yeah. Um, that was strange. I wasn't quite sure, like, what is this? But it says you can change at any point in time. So I thought, okay, I'll just pick someone. And after that, then you pay your gas or your fee, and you get the ENS shows up in your wallet. At first glance, I was kind of distracted doing something else, and I saw the price was around 50 a coin token, maybe 51 or 52 at that time.
Mhm.
Um, and I thought, oh, I just assumed that was the whole lump sum, and I think I just paid like $120 or something to claim them, and I was like, oh well, lesson learned. I should have watched more
You
closely. And
paid
then
you
I
paid
realized
$120 in gas for $50 in coins. That's what you thought.
at first, and I thought that's all right. Maybe these will be, there's something to this in the future. And so hadn't really thought much more about it. And then I realized uh, I should be paying attention here. I have several coins. Like this is not this is per coin.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I saw the total. I think my oldest address, I have lots of addresses, but my oldest was the Able Black one because it wasn't counting those Decentraland ones I mentioned. So I think I ended up with like 122 or 125 coins. And then this morning, right before the show, I looked again and was like, oh, this is like $9,000 now or something. Crazy. Like that was out of the blue. I was not expecting that. So very pleasant surprise.